if you want to send me the link to yours, that'd be cool.
Live on Facebook. Wait, we haven't live yet.
Oh, sorry.
I'm just practicing, so don't
Oh,
mind me.
shit. Yeah, no, I won't. That's not live yet, is it?
No, I think so. Oh, preparing. Yeah, preparing for sure.
Preparing, please wait. Oh yeah,
It's now live on Facebook, but let me check just to be sure that we are live.
To be sure. Says it is on my end, so yeah.
Oh yes, yes we are. So
Go on. Great. Well, welcome to Flow with Lisa and Rose.
Yeah,
we're back. I'm loving your new little prop in the back there. It's nice and green.
I'm setting my own in a jungle.
Yeah. Never enough plants.
And also look at this. The microphone has its own.
Beautiful.
Sorry, evil laugh. You know how they like to use the I think the black things, like, to cover when you do e-course, you need to cover certain sounds. So they do have this cover for the mic, but it's hideous, so I put socks on it. It's a socks, old socks. So I was like, okay.
It's very cute. I love the color. Yeah. The color's great.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll share the screen.
Yeah, that's why we do that. Yeah, I just started my new little setup, which just told you these earbuds aren't that good, so I'm gonna have to adjust them. But yeah, having headset on my head, it kind of makes me feel like I'm sort of getting a cold a bit, but I just love the clarity and how crystal clean you can hear and it sounds. So a bit of trial and error around all of that for me.
I want to see how many weeks it will take for you to figure out what works, because this has been going on for 3 weeks.
Well, I had ordered the things and they hadn't come yet, so out of my control a little bit. Now that they're here, it's like a little testing lab. So we'll see how it rolls.
So Kathleen is here.
Oh, Kathleen Paul, is it?
Yes, Kathleen Paul. She said,
hello.
She said, I'm tuning in, not only because your info is great, but you two are hilarious. Thank you for making me laugh.
Well, I don't know you personally, Paul, Kathleen, but just from our communication via this page has been lovely. So I get a sense for your energy, and it seems quite vibrant and fun. So
yeah.
So cool. Good. That's good. Bring in the comedians. Love it. More the merrier. Bring in the clowns. The circus is in town. I'm so glad that we, got to catch this gate. We should probably have a look to see where we're at, so we don't miss gates as well, because I like talking about each one. And this one obviously being, we both have this energy. Mine's in Uranus, if I can say that. Yep, it's in my Uranus in a line 3 service and line 6 humility, in open sacral, obviously. And I'm a mental projector, so everything else is open also. So I don't have gate 2, very open there. So gate 2 being the direction. Let's move back into gate 14, the gate of power skills. Yeah, it's the only gate that I have in this sacral. And so, yes, if I reflect back on my life, I used to always be chasing after money, many big ideas, grand ideas about like what I could do, and, threw money at this and threw money at that. And, always been interested in, just very empowering my future. Like, oh, maybe I'll do this. Well, not having that gate 2 on the other end, I'm open there. I'm flexible, open G center, able to play many different roles. And, and I never actually once ever thought that it was bad that I used to change my mind. I'm a 3-6, so trial and error a lot in the first 30 years of my life, operating as a 3-3. But also, when I came into Living Your Design, learning about that G center and understanding that, it's meant to be flexible in terms of its identity and its direction, and it's okay to sample different things, But when I do find that one thing that I'm called to, that I'm focused on, I can really empower that vision, and I move into things, and I love the experience that it brings. And when I reflect on how it has influenced other people and how I've given that energy away a lot, like people come to me and they're like, I'm thinking about doing this, right? And I'm like, amazing, you could do this and this and do it like this and this, channel of the organizational being, and talking about the past experience that I've been through and how they could do it. And, really at any moment, just giving this impulse, this energy, my resources at any given time. So I've really learnt when to be called to service. Am I being recognized? Am I being invited properly to really empower their potential vision and direction? So I see how it works within me, with other people, and within myself. And really, it's grounded in gate 8, which is in the throat. And that's all about manifestation and materialization. And I know I can make a contribution. So I love this energy, this individual pulse of, this is what I want to do. This empowers me. This is my contribution to the world. And so it's really beautiful. I'm getting distracted. You're just like looking at them. I feel like I'm just talking to myself.
No. I'm
You're
listening.
like over there. I'm talking to myself.
No, I'm hearing you. Yeah.
I'm hearing me, just not looking at me. So I'm like talking to myself. Thanks.
No, Kathleen respond.
Oh, you're talking to Kathleen. Lovely. No.
She said she have an open G, direction less for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm hearing you. The love to work. This is one of another love to work, but it's not like gate 40. Gate 40 is the love gate, the love of work. But this is, gate 14. If you look, I'm not feeling guilty. I'm hope motivations. I'm not feeling guilty looking on the other screen. All right. Oh, what to do? Lisa is very focused. I'm a very quite right. So yeah. So I'm going to talk about this 14. All right. 14 sitting on this sacral center that has a power even in a penta group and even in the wall. So this is the source of materialism. That is why it calls possessions in the great measure. This is, well, I know the other day we were talking about wealth and you're like, no, the word wealth itself, this is the wealth, one of the most wealthy gates. Now, having said that, this, even you have gate 14, I remember being told this. If you have gate 14, it doesn't mean that you born rich, but rather through service. It takes lifetime to accumulate that wealth. And it also depends on whether or not for us projector, we've been invited into that flow, especially in the penta. Well, Ross is projector always looking into being in the penta. But both of us have this sixth line. You have in your Uranus. I try to remember how you pronounce it, the Australian way, Uranus. So you have it in both 14 in line 3 and in line 6, in your Uranus, and mine's actually 14 line 6 in moon. So I am, personality moon. I am really driven into putting resources, and I really love working. Now, in terms of BG, what I learned in BG5, when you have gate 14, this is, part of being the group. You are the source of resources. Source of resources. There's always, having you in the business. Yeah, having you in the business, you genetically, you open up to have resources to run through the business. So in the business, without gate 14, you do not have resources to run your business. And without gate 2, you have the resources, but you have no direction. So for both of us, we are lucky because gate Uranus was in gate 2 before in the transit. Okay, now Uranus is retrograde, so it's gonna come back to gate 2. So we kind of have our directions moving forward, hopefully. But yeah, so now we're seeing this gate 14 global. Sorry.
You know what I mean?
Now I feel bad because Lisa was so looking at me on the screen while she's talking. I was looking at the other screen. I see you on the other screen as well, but yeah. Okay, my apology. But so yeah. So this is the global conditioning that we're looking at this week. I do not have much of observation on gate 14, how it seems, in global, but we started to, people started to have or looking for resources. And remember, this is part of the individual gates. So it has its own melancholy. And we know that melancholy about not having to work or not. And I remember last few days ago, I had this melancholy when you cancel, when you're tired and you cancel, oh, okay, let's just work, through text. And I was like, oh, yeah, right down to that melancholy mode. But yeah, it's not your fault, but I'm just sharing how this melancholy works. I do feel that from time to time, not just about you, but when I don't have work to do, I start to feel like, where I'm going to put these resources. Yeah, but then again, we are projectors, so.
Well, and we still work. We work really well when we're, no, sometimes we get more distracted when we're actually on camera together, like this today. But when we're doing, keynoting or whatever it is we are, and we send it back and forth to each other, I find that it's quite good. And I'm extreme. I can't be sitting down locked in a rhythm for too long as well. So it's good for me to break away, third line as well. And I find that my creativity comes with movement. I'm left in brain body. So it kind of works well for me.
You want to get chair that moves?
Oh yeah, this is sweet.
Or you should sit on the yoga ball like Carla did.
Oh no.
Again.
No, then I would just, yeah, no, that would not be good. That could be dangerous. Yeah. Nope. In terms of melancholy, you know, and seeing it in the environment, reflecting it back with my class yesterday as well. It is in the quarter of transformation as well. So it is making you go inward and reflect on what are you empowering? What are you contributing to the world? Because if you're not, sorry. Because if you don't enjoy it, then you're just going to be miserable. The business is going to creep in, like dissatisfied, a lot of frustration. We know that generators, if they're not doing what they love, they're just miserable. So just frustrated, and so on. So it is a nice time to, if you are feeling that, melancholic, and we know that that's just chemistry. It means it's something that is mutating deeply inside of you, and to be with it, there's nothing wrong. It could be, you could turn it into a mental anxiety, like my body, to be honest. And another projector, she has gate 3. We both have gate 14. I mentioned that I've been quite tired lately. There's a lot of mutation going on as we near 2027, and also from the strong individual activations that we have at the moment. There's a lot of mutation, and we're in the quarter of transformation and mutation. So my bones actually feel almost like a little bit, there's some shifting going on. So it's like the physical chemistry is mutating, and so much is shifting and changing. And to, like, a note from my end, or my perspective, is if there's nothing to work on, be okay with just being in the moment, and have time for reflection to feel out what you are empowering and fueling in this life, what your contribution is and how you're doing it, and is it serving you, and just be okay to take the breaks, because then you might be pushing something that's just not working, and it sort of needs to transform or die off, or and with a pulse, that this is pulse like a pulse. It just comes in like this new shift or change that comes through.
I feel you. I had sore body as well. So, and I had good rest. Just want to point out that if you are a non-sacral being, like manifestor, projectors, reflector, and whether or not you have gate 14, that now 14 in the transit, this can make you turn to be a person who work like slave. Work and work and work and work and work, and especially if you're working in a group. So if you work in a group, you are automatically being pulled into being a generator. Automatically. So the best, we always advise projectors the best is to not working in the group of 3 and more, because you definitely drawn into being a generator. But unless, of course, you get invitations, and of course, when enough is enough. It's all about the wisdom of the sacral center, knowing when enough is enough. And we learn that. We still learning.
Sprinters, not marathon runners. So short spurts of work.
And so and the 14 is grounded in gate 8, which is the gate of contribution. So you have potential to have your resources and potential to contribute your resources when recognized, when invited. You are able to contribute your resources in a creative way. And That's how you ground your, the resources that you have. Those who are born in this gate 14, gate 8 cross of contagion, and that's how they contribute. That's how they empower, through contributions. Having resources to empower through contributions, and could mutate the collective through how they're being creative in that way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be money. Like, yes,
Yeah.
resources, can be.
Money will come when you're in the right place. Like, okay. She's like, give me these projector stairs, like, oh. Yeah. I mean, we are talking about 14 reaching to gate 8. It has to go through the G center. Again, this
In the right
again,
place. Sorry.
you're in the right place. I'm bringing in some element from the BG5 as well, in terms of, in a group, where in a right group,
Yes.
in the right place,
People.
you are the key to resources get materialized and able to get out through contributions. I can feel that she's about to point out the extreme in me.
No.
Yeah, it's like she's saying, "Don't go there, Rose."
No. No. I'll let you go. Roam. Just roam. Yeah. Yeah, I love it. So communication is powerful. So when we can communicate something that, is coming from a place of truth, authenticity, and it is unique to us, that is contributing something to the greater collective. And it can, if, in the right place with the right people, right? If you're in the right place, you're with the right people, and so forth. And that, service of basically, providing yourself and giving yourself, contributing something that's coming from your higher self, like, your just trying to think of the keynote now, but I just can't even think of it. It just popped out of my head. It's coming from, not that, oh shit. If you look at the first line, here we go.
Okay.
Money isn't everything, and so this is a sign, not a sign, but it just goes to show, when you are doing work that you love and you're doing it from a place of higher principles. There we go. There it is. Voila. Higher principles. Then you are fueling, purpose, a beautiful purpose, and you're really contributing to the greater collective. It can contribute to the greater collective. And so, then therefore you may be rewarded. I think in BG5 they call it treasure. The treasure, I think, Karen, who is it? Karen Sherwood, mentioned treasure. And so, for me, it's doing so many jobs that I really sort of liked, but I was just trialing things out, and I was chasing money, like if I did this and then I'll get to that, and then sort of working my way up the ranks, and money. And then it was like I literally it felt like a midlife crisis when I hit 30. I was just like, can't do it anymore, not doing that anymore, can't. And so I started the journey of my own business, and and been doing that for the past 7 years, and now that's coming to its natural cycle, its natural end, and I'm moving again into something else, or transforming it and evolving what I was doing into really being of service, and that is to be a guide and guide people through this profound system that is sensational in terms of the accuracy and the purity of what it provides and what it can do for a person in terms of awakening them and navigating through the world as themselves. I couldn't think of a better service,
Yeah. This is one of the gate that if you have it, again, the material is potential for material wealth is through you being in service, not about the money.
So
you're being service for others.
Our conversation the other day, you're like,
the abundance, the abundance, not necessarily material, but this is one of the door to the
wagon, the Chinese etching, wasn't it? The wagon.
It
just keeps
feeling the wagon. Yes. As you be in service. The third line, I think, the keynotes is the service as well. Yes. Yeah.
Bloody great, mate.
Well, that's it from me.
That's definitely enough for me. I love being in the flow with you. You never know what's going to come out. I like it. We don't ever plan what we're going to say. What does Kathleen have to say? Anything more? Do you want to chime in?
She said, I adore you too. Gotta go bedtime. Hopefully we not stimulate her during the bedtime, I'm trying to say.
She's got a wagon and us jumping on the back of it. Woo! Abundance. Actually, so one more note, and this is more, I guess, awareness for people. I mean, we're at the end of this, but in general, you need to, have it in your awareness. If you're a projector, or exactly, have this sacral open and you have that gate 14, just have awareness of, are you trying to, that looks like a good idea, I should throw money at that, or, just really overdoing it in terms of giving away your resources and overspending where you don't need to, when you just really need to narrow it in and focus in and spend some time. Like, there's no rush, especially as we near the end of the year, and as we know, our new year, it really starts with the start code in gate 41, which is January 21, 22. So just take this end of year even to look at, especially with this quarter, this transformational quarter. And if we're always doing, we don't ever have any time to reflect and be with ourselves to really feel a sense of what we want to empower. So, and what we really want to do to contribute within our lifetimes. So, just to slow down. We can't plan the future and we can't go back to the past. It's always about being in the eternal now, and just being with where you're at and not trying to force anything.
That
would be Would you like any words of advice then? Any last words?
No. I've said everything that I need to say.
Oh, one last thing. If you had gate 2, you might have these grand plans, and you're trying to do everything yourself. Like, oh my God, how am I going to? They may not know how to fuel that direction. So coming to someone that has 14, or, you can't, no one is an island. And so there might be, it just might be a time to reach out to someone and talk about the ideas or the plans that you have. And if you find that your wheel's spinning, you can't get this direction that you have in mind off the ground, it might be time to sort of collaborate with someone that potentially can help you fuel that vision.
Yeah.
So that's another way to look
This
at
is
it.
part of the channel that has the strength of material directions. So when you have the full channels, that's when you have potential to know where your material directions is or not. So as usual, go back to your strategy and authority. And the gate 14 is about responding to the right directions so that you can have your resources channel into the right directions, and in the end, hopefully get to be contribute to others and empower them along the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you don't try, you'll never know. So give it a go.
All right. So that's it from us.
It's definitely enough from us today. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. See you
Beautiful.
next week.
Bye
Love
for now.
yourself. Bye.